I think I'm live. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's watching this. Might just be myself here. Hang on. Be live. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's use it. I'm on the phone plan. Don't use it at times. That's all right. Do that. Rather than I'm done with something. I don't think so. Signature pop up. Shit like that. Or Good. You can watch me if you want. Whatever. Hey guys, just want to do a quick little live stream check, just making sure everything's working here. I plan on doing a Q&A possibly tomorrow if I have time. In the meantime, just wanted to show you guys my little collection here. It's grown a little bit since the last time. Let's see. Go ahead, somebody make a comment. If somebody's on here, can you comment so I can possibly see if I'm getting it? I'd really appreciate it. Let me StreamYard should forward it. Oh, not to put anybody on the spot here, but I would appreciate it. Someone can make a comment, anything, say hello or goodbye or whatever you want to say. Okay, let's see if I'm getting it through. Stephen Guckian. Hello, you're my first comment. Thanks a lot. I might be butchering your name there. I apologize. Anyway, like I said, here's my collection, and I'll try to get a better view here. Hang on, folks. Get some more lighting. So we got up here, we have all of the Darth Bane novels, and on this I'm really proud of. I just got recently I got Darth Plagueis, No Legends banner, paperback. Boom! Look at that, crazy stuff. Want to get the hardback? Hardback is insanely hard to find. Let's see here. What else is cool? Oh, I've got all of the Jedi Apprentice novels. Those are hidden back behind this. Just pull them out here for you guys. Hang on 1 second. How would I get to those without making this whole thing fall apart? Let's see. Well, I'll move on for now. But that I'm proud of. I've got all the Clone Wars novels. I've got, let's see, we got all the Jedi or excuse me, the shoot, Jedi Quest books are all back here. I don't know if you can see them back in here. I'll just pull them out. Just hang on a second, because I know you guys want to see the goods here. Hang on. All right, every Jedi Apprentice book in order. There they are. Hang on. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. And then I even got the special editions, 1 and 2. And feel free if you guys want to, if you have any questions you want to ask me or whatever. This is just kind of just a little test run here. I'm going to do a Q&A thing tomorrow. But if there's anything you want to ask me in the meantime, be my guest. But I was just showing off the collection here for now. So got all those. We got let's see. You said we got Jedi Quest here, and I'm missing a couple of these. And I still gotta collect. So yeah, Jedi Quest. Here you go. And I'm missing a couple of those. Missing 7 and 9 there out of that Jedi Quest. I got all the Boba Fett's, all the Boba Fett books. And then, like I said, Last of the Jedi, I need most of those. I only got a couple of those right now. And I have the Legacy of the Jedi, Secrets of the Jedi, bind up. Boom. Boom's pretty beat up, but got that pretty cheap. Okay, and then all right, I'll go through. Maybe I'll do some. I'll just go through the whole thing real quick here. So, boom. I'll just go from the side. You guys saw the top. I'll go from the side here. Boom, 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 boom. And this is a hardback. It's, I think this was actually in paperback first of the actual novelization here. Boom. And you guys will like this when I get to it. That one's not signed, but let's see here we got. So we got Heart of the Jedi custom print here. Had that printed on Lulu. Pretty cool. And Dark Forces. Boom. Custom print Lulu. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. They only cost about 20 bucks. If anybody's interested, I can send you the files for this, and you can do it yourself. And they allow it because it's not, as long as you're not reselling it, as long as you're not reselling it or anything, they'll let you do it. So same thing with Heart of the Jedi. If anybody wants Heart of the Jedi, just let me know. I can send you the files for that. Rest of this stuff is pretty bog standard. Here's the down here. Boom, 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 boom. Hardback. That's getting hard to find. And here's one of my faves right here. We got this. And it should be on the first page here. Shoot, if I can find it. somehow. Hang on, sorry, folks. Boom, signed. I don't know if you can see it there. Lining up be the best, signed by Kevin and his wife. Pretty proud of that. And these are getting hard to find. Junior Jedi Knights. These are getting really hard to find here, especially well, I don't know. You can pretty much see them all there, right there. All the Junior Jedi Knights. Those are getting tough. The rest is pretty bog standard down here. NJO, entire thing. Darkness hardback. That's getting hard to find. We got. I want to get these in hardback eventually. These are all paperback. I've got everything Fate of the Jedi hardback. These are both getting a little hard to find. Crucible and the Last X-Wing book. Those are both getting hard to find. And then let's see here. I'll go through the comic books real quick. And again, anybody wants to see anything or say anything, go ahead and the comments are open. So if anybody wants to say anything, go for it. Hang on one second here. And I've got more than this. This is just the stuff that's on my shelf right now. So hang on. Let's see here. Boom. Golden Age of the Sith. These are getting hard to find. All of these, I bought these just as these were starting to kind of jump up in price. I think I paid like 10 to 15 a piece for these. Golden Age of the Sith. This is really hard to find. The Falls of the Empire hardback. I think this might even be a library. I think this is a library only thing because it says paw prints on the back. I don't know. Pretty sure this is a library thing. Not 100% on that one. And then we got Tales of the Jedi, the collection. This is just the first two. I think this is just Tales of the Jedi, the original run there. Then we've got Frida Nad Uprising. I'll try to put these. I'm going to put these back in order here. So sorry about that. Hang on one second, folks. I'd like to have these in order. We got the Dark Lords of the Sith, classic. All of these Exar Kun books are great. These are fantastic. I wish he would have got a novel or something. Any Exar Kun fans? I know there's only 4 people in the stream right now. Exar Kun fans, thumbs up, man. Sith War, again, another great Exar Kun. Fantastic. And this one's getting really expensive now. I had to buy this from Europe. In Europe, I think. Yeah, I think some of these I had to buy from Europe Redemption. That's the last Tales of the Jedi there. At least Tales of the Jedi non-legends. I only buy non-legends. I don't buy anything with legends. And we got Jango Fett comics, and I'm missing one of these. I had it. I lost it in the move. The open season, sorry, open seasons 1, open seasons 2, open seasons 3. And we got the Darth Maul comic. Pretty cool. Haven't read that yet. One of the few Star Wars comics I haven't read. And we just picked this up recently. Jedi Council Acts of War. And then we have, this will be great. I've got all the Clone Wars comics, and this one is signed by I think the artist. I think right up there, and he did a little clone trooper. So you got all those. I'm not gonna go through all those because that'll take forever. You can just see them there. They're all the Clone Wars comics. That's half the first half, and then we got the second half right here. Here's all the Oh, thank you, held lighting. Thank you for the comment there. There's all the rest of them, and these again, these are getting those are going up, man. So if you find these, honestly, any of these, you find them cheap, get them. But oh yeah, these especially are getting really expensive. Oh, and then here we go, the classics. Here we go, Dark Empire, of course, first printing, of course, gotta have that. Then we got. I'm gonna sit down here for a second. Oh man, it's gonna hurt. Okay, we got Dark Empire 2. Okay, okay, moving on. Empire's End. Boom, and I couldn't. There is a trade of this. I cannot find it. So this is just the regular. And you gotta love that cover. I always thought that was an underrated cover there. Palpatine there shooting the lightning. That's the. Those are just the issues, the individual issues of that. And another classic here, Crimson Empire, and this is getting tough to find. I almost bought a second copy of this. I was at a half price books not too long ago, and they had another copy of this, and I almost bought it, and I probably should have because mine's getting a little beat up, as you can see. And then we got Crimson Empire 2 here. Another good one. This one's in better shape. And I had a copy of Crimson Empire 3, cannot find it. So hopefully that'll turn up someday. We got Jedi Academy Leviathan by my boy Kevin, of course. Another good one. And we got this is just like a promo invasion. I think it was a giveaway or something. Oh, thank you, Held Lightning again. Thank you very much. And again, this isn't all of it. I've got more. I've got boxes full. I've got some things that are doubles, and I've got other stuff. This is the majority of it, but this is probably 90% of it. But this was like a this might have been on newsstands. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's number 0. It's like a preview, I think, for Invasion. And I want to collect these too. I haven't had a whole lot had a chance to do that quite yet. And then we got Legacy, boom, Volume 1, broken, boom, goes without saying there. We got, and again, God, these are getting hard to find too. Legacy 2, Volume 2, excuse me. And I almost bought. There was a guy selling a collection of all of the legacies, and I almost bought them. Oh my god, I almost bought the whole thing, but it was going to be like $300. So I was just like, I don't, I don't have that kind of money to blow right now. I mean, I do, but anyway. Oh, sorry. And then here's Volume 5. So like I said, I know I'm missing a couple. I'm missing more than a couple volumes out of the legacy there. And then I think this is a giveaway for Legacy Volume 2. And you know what? Yeah. So that was just a dollar giveaway thing, I think. So that's most of the comics. And I do have the Marvel comics. I have a bunch of them. They're in boxes right now. Let's see. I can pull some stuff out. I don't know. I don't know what you guys want me to do. If you're not in the mood for that, I can do something else. If I could take questions. If anybody has any questions about anything, just let me know about the channel or about anything else, or if anything you want to see. I probably have it. If there's something you want to see, EU related or not. If it's not EU related, that's fine. Um, Anything else? If there's any other books or comics or whatever, I'm trying to think of anything else unique that I have that would be interesting. Oh, let's see. I do have some of the what do you call it? It's the Goosebumps knockoff. Somebody remind me what's the Goosebumps knockoff that they did? Was it Galaxy of Fear? I've got some of those. If anybody's interested in those, seeing those. I've got some of the quiz books. I've got the what do you call it? The dictionaries. I've got a couple of the dictionaries. I guess I can get those out. Hang on. Maybe I'll grab those. Here, the Dune fans will like this. I got it's earliest timeline stories. I think it's what is it? I know it. Um, oh my goodness, it's a novel. I'm trying to remember the name of it right now. Shoot, I'll have to somebody tell me. I know somebody's gotta know it. It's a novel, not Legacy of the Jedi. It's something like that though. I'm trying to remember. Oh, shoot. Here I'll just Google it real fast. Driving me nuts. I know it. I'm gonna um Into the Void. Yeah, Dawn of the Jedi. Sorry. It's Dawn of the Jedi Into the Void. That was the first. That's furthest back in the timeline. That's before um Tales of the Jedi. And then from what I understand, I think it goes that's it goes this is the next thing chronologically is this. This is the earliest thing chronologically I have. I don't have Dawn of, and again I think that's another thing that's hard to find. That Dawn of the Jedi book because that was right before the buyout. I think that was right before the Disney buyout. Uh, oh yeah, sure, of course, of course. Oh hello, Aaron Elliot. And Jack. Yeah, sure, man. Of course, man. It's what I grew up with. I mean, it's what a lot of people grew up with. Um, so it's Star Wars to me. I'm it doesn't matter. Disney can do whatever they want with it, but it to me, it's Disney died with the buyout. Or sorry, excuse me. Star Wars ended with the buyout to me. That's the end of it. And you know, I don't have any problem with any people that like Disney stuff. I have no issue with that whatsoever. I don't hate all the Disney stuff. I don't. There's a few Disney things I like, but the overwhelming majority of it I do not. But I have no problems with people enjoying it whatsoever. I just personally do not. I don't watch any of the shows or I mean I've watched a little bit of here and there. I'll see it like maybe I'll watch bits and pieces of it or clips of it or something. But no, I mean the overwhelming majority of it I do not watch. Um, but I'll talk about it. I mean, I'm definitely willing to talk about it. And sometimes I'll jump in, like if people say, "Oh yeah, they took this from Legends," or I'll kind of jump in and say, "Oh yeah, I read that book or I read that comic or whatever." I'll do that and and whatnot. But for the most part, no. But yeah, here's a hardback Labyrinth of Evil. First, I think this is first printing. Um, yeah, so that's a good one. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I was gonna show off my Dune first edition here. This will make the Dune fans salivate. I don't know if there's any of them are here right now, but I know I had a Dune. I want to do more Dune stuff at some point. I had a Dune book up on my channel, and I think it got deleted. I think Macmillan or whatever copyright claimed it, which is weird because there's a bunch of Dune stuff on there, and I know other people have uploaded other Dune stuff, but I'll have to use the AI. But anyway, oh yeah, sorry here. Getting off track here. Here's my Dune first edition. Oh, it's even got the You know, got copyright and everything. There we go. Boom. Boom. It's got the map of Arrakis on the back. Boom. That's one of my pride and joys there. Let's see. What is your favorite era in Star Wars EU? Oh man, that's tough. Oh my goodness, there's so many great eras. Um, God, I really, really like the post RTJ. I want to say Old Republic because I really like KOTOR and I really like Tales of the Jedi. But I would probably have to say New Republic era to NJO era. They're tied. I would say New Republic, NJO era is my tied. They tie for number one, and then probably Old Republic is number two. Um, shoot, I would have to say that. I almost kind of hate to say it because God, Old Republic era is so great. But just NJ or excuse me, the post RTJ and NJO era was that's what got me into the EU. I grew up on that as a kid. That was all coming out when I was a kid. So that was like that was just hit the sweet spot for me. And I grew up watching the original movies because my stepdad actually had those black tapes, the last black the last release they did of the original trilogy before the special editions and crap. And actually, I'm not too hard on the special editions. I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're not my preferred editions, of course, but I don't hate on them like a lot of people do. A lot of people really shit on them. Excuse me, sorry for the language. People crap on them real bad. Um, Personally, I don't think they're horrible. They're not my preferred. But if I'm on watching TV or something and it's on in a special edition, I'm not gonna turn it off. It's Star Wars still to me. I'm gonna watch it. It's George at the helm. I know George did some goofy stuff, but anyway. Why not check out current canon live action anime material? I do. Like I said, I dabble in it a little bit. I don't know. I mean, trying really. They're almost getting me back with Ahsoka. They're trying, man. They're almost getting me back. I will admit with Thrawn and I'm tempted, really tempted to watch that, but I'm worried all it's gonna do is just tick me off. Because I'm just worried they're gonna change it so much, and they're gonna. I mean, I mean, no, I know they're gonna change it. I'm just worried that they're gonna just kind of they're gonna butcher it and just and it's just gonna be so different. It might as well be a different storyline, which I mean, it pretty much probably is gonna be because it's Ahsoka and it's not gonna be Luke and Han and Leia and Mara Jade and Talon Card. I can always never pronounce his name right. Talon Card. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name, right? God, please don't kill me for that. But it's not gonna have any of those people in it, so it's gonna be pretty much a different thing. But just I might watch it just to see live action Thrawn. That's probably it'd probably be worth watching just for that. But again, I'm not against it. I've watched some of it. I watched the new trilogy. Um I watched, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. It all blends together. See, that's a problem with Disney is it all kind of blends together because it just feels so samey. It's just I don't know, like Kenobi I thought started off okay. It started off okay, and then it really it just went off the rails and I get what you're saying, Eric Elliott. I get what you're saying. I guess it's just hard because it, it's a tough hurdle for a lot of this is just a common thing with EU people because you understand we've had these stories for decades for 40 years. This is this that was the story for us. So Disney to come along and just wipe all that away and say, oh, this is how it really happened. It's kind of like it would kind of be like it's like a history teacher, like you sat in history class for all those years and your history teacher went, oh, this is how it was, the Romans did this, this, and this, and then the next year you have a different teacher says, oh, none of that happened, the Romans were just, they were just idiots and they didn't do anything, and that's kind of it almost feels like it's like history to us, sort of in a way. I know that seems kind of silly putting it on a pedestal like that, and maybe that's part of it, but maybe that's part of the problem here, but anyway, again, I'm not against it at all. I'm not against people that watch that stuff or read it or read any of the books or whatever. I have no issues with that whatsoever. I just personally don't care a whole lot. But I got plenty of books to read. I've only, I haven't read this whole shelf here. I've read a lot of it, but I've still got plenty of things to read. So, let's see here. Um, Aeon Jack. I agree. New Republic with the Solo Twins and the New Academy. They totally fumbled Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of beating a dead horse at this point. I've kind of moved past it. For a while there, I was really mad, and I was like, "Disney, my God! Like I'm gonna just, I'm gonna punch, Aaron Iger or whatever, Bob Iger in the face." Like I used to get mad about it, but I'm just past it now. I don't care. I'm past all that. I think I even did a video. I think I deleted it a long, long time ago where I just ranted about it, and it was really bad, and it was really cringy, and but no, it's just no, yeah, I'm past all of it. I'm done getting mad about it. I just hey, I like what I like. Disney people can like what they like, and it's all good. We're all Star Wars fans. It's all good. So let's see. Star Wars authors themselves did the best job of Star Wars E before they got to canonize. Yeah, again, I agree. I agree again, but um, I just don't. I don't know. Can't get mad anymore. Sorry, past it. Let's see. Rebels is pretty cool. Yeah, you know what? I had thought Rebels was decent. I liked Clone Wars. I watched all the old Clone Wars. I enjoyed that quite a bit. I really enjoyed it when it was on Netflix, I think before Disney, put buyout and everything. I enjoyed Clone Wars a lot. And Rebels I started watching. I got to finish it. The first chunk of Rebels I saw was pretty good. I got to finish that. I know again, that's Disney. Like I said, I've dabbled in Disney a little bit. I'm not saying I completely dislike it. But yeah, Rebels seem pretty good. I'll finish it at some point. Let's see. Mediocre Modeler. Have you read the entire NJO series? Yes, I have actually. I read it. Half of it as a kid, and then read the other half as an adult. And well, I've finished. Well, how should I put that? Yes, sorry, I should say yes. I've read some of it as a kid, and then I went back and reread the whole thing during the pandemic, and it was phenomenal, fantastic. And I can't recommend it high enough for anybody that's interested in EU. I would recommend you read some other things first, and you need to read some. You need to at least read Thrawn. I would say minimum read the Thrawn trilogy before you read it. People will tell you to read a bunch of other things, but you really probably only need the Thrawn trilogy, and you technically don't even need that, but you're gonna probably be a little confused on half the characters because you're not gonna know Mara Jade is, you're not gonna know who Talon Card is, you're not gonna know the Solo kids, you're not gonna know a lot of different people, which is funny. That was actually what happened to me. I don't recommend it at all. Well, I should say, yeah, I don't recommend jumping right into the NJO because that's actually sort of what happened to me. I read Darksaber first. I think I read Darksaber first, so I wasn't totally lost. When I read it on the NJO, I was a little confused on some people because I don't think Talon Card or um is Mara Jade in? I don't think Mara Jade's in Dark. Maybe she is. She's like a cameo or something. So I was a little confused on who those people were, but anyway, I recommend reading Thrawn trilogy first. But yeah, NJO is fantastic. Cannot recommend it enough. Anybody who's watching this, go read it. If you've read the Thrawn trilogy first, read it. That should be plenty. But yeah, so yes, I've read the whole thing, Mediocre Modeler, and I plan on rereading it. I'm probably gonna reread it at least probably a dozen times, at least. Let's see. Eric Elliott. It's a good thing they did an EU reboot. Hell, Filoni retcon a lot before Disney. I don't totally agree with you there. I don't. I could see the argument. I do get the argument. I understand why people. Oh, it was so. It was just there's just so much stuff. But that's the thing though. It all flowed together. It was all there was very few contradictions. See, I used to be like you, Eric Elliott. I used to think, oh, there's so many contradictions. There's just so many. It's just such a mess, and oh my God, it's just it. But when you really actually really start reading it, it's not. I mean, there are a few minor contradictions, but honestly, I think there was a guy. and I need to find it. There was a guy, I'm pretty sure, who took all of the contradictions that Disney's already made and compared that to the EU contradictions, and I'm pretty sure Disney's already made at least the same amount of contradictions. From what I understand, um, you know, so it's not even about that. It's just, I get it. Hey, supposedly, I mean, I don't hear people bring this up often. Supposedly, it was Vector Prime. That's supposedly, and it's on Wikipedia. I think if you pull up the article right now, I was looking at it a few weeks ago. It says that was their reason. It wasn't the rest of the EU because people always bring up, oh, it was the stupid Jedi Prince books, or it was Kevin J. Anderson's books, or it was it was the Fate of the Jedi. No, supposedly the Disney rep, whatever, the main story group guy said it was Vector Prime. It was killing off Chewbacca. They said that was their number one reason. It wasn't all the other stuff. It wasn't that was their number. They were considered supposedly. I don't know. I've heard conflicting things, but supposedly they were considering just keeping it and just ignoring it. But or whatever. But no, Vector Prime, so you can blame Vector Prime, you can blame R.A. Salvatore, I guess. The guy already gets crapped on a lot. He already got crapped on by Star Wars fans a lot. But anyway, so if you want to blame somebody or a specific book, supposedly that's the one you can point that that Disney points to. So and yeah, with the retcons, Filoni retcons, um, yeah, I mean the Clone Wars stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit of a gray area. I wasn't wild about that either, to be honest. That's probably my one little asterisk, my little caveat with Clone Wars. I wasn't wild about them kind of steamrolling a lot of stuff from that. But again, I kind of get it because it was a different take on it. It was kid friendly. I'm okay with that. Honestly, I'm okay with that kind of stuff, and them kind of maybe making it a little more family friendly because there's some stuff in the Clone Wars novels that is not family friendly. So I kind of get it. I'm not exactly wild about it. No, but it is what it is. And George and Dave are gonna do what they're gonna do. So and most of it, I think you can actually reconcile most of it because I think somebody made a timeline where you can take the Clone Wars TV show and basically crunch it in, or either the other way around. The novels and the comics, I think it crunched in with the TV show. I think, and you can make it all fit, I believe. So anyway, um, who's your favorite Solo kid? Oh, Jason. No question, Jason. Um, I was a Jason fanboy, sorry, back in the day. I know that's people he's probably the least favorite Solo kid, but because of Legacy of the Force, but um yeah, Jason, no question, would be number one. Anakin's probably number two, and then probably followed by Jaina. Probably I like all of them, but probably Jason would be number one. So easy, easy, easy answer for me. Easy answer there. Mediocre modeler. Your boy Firestorm. Hello there. Your boy Firestorm. It's your boy Hidden Gems. Sorry. I know that was pretty bad. Okay. I was mediocre modeler. I wasn't happy with killing Chewie, but at least he went out in a big way. Absolutely. He had an amazing death. I would probably say probably the coolest death in the EU. Probably. Um, yeah, I would probably say he's number one. You can't beat. Again, there's gonna be spoilers here if anybody wants to turn off if there's spoilers. If you're adverse to spoilers, now is your time. But yeah, having a moon fall on you is and screaming at the moon. You can't get any more badass than that. I'm sorry, you can't. So you know, yeah. And supposedly R.A. Salvatore still gets mail over that, like fan mail over that. People still complain about that. People still complain at him about that. Supposedly, apparently, not. I'm sure not as much now, because of the decanonization and all that, but supposedly still happens. So, um, you know, I don't know. Here's the thing about Chewie. So, I wouldn't say I was happy about it, but here's the thing. He wasn't you can't really write for Chewie. I mean, I can see why the EU people wanted to get rid of him because you can't write for him. It's like writing for a dog. What are you gonna write? The dog panted and ran around the room. It's kind of what they did with Chewie. It was just Chewie growled. That was his dialogue in the books. I mean, he has more of a. I get it, in a movie or whatever, you can do more with him. I get that because you can have the facial expressions and whatnot. But in a book or a comic, to a lesser extent, it's just Chewie growled or Chewie waved his arms or like I mean that's it. There wasn't much you could really do with Chewie. Um, so no, whatever. It's neither here nor there. It served a purpose. His death served a purpose. So to me, I was okay with it. But anyway, okay, so let's read about the mess. This is Eric Elliott. Let's read about the mess, and they say this more about being able to do new creative stuff and bring in new readers. You don't want an IP that stays stagnant. That's I'm assuming that stays stagnant. Yeah, I get that argument. I understand that. I mean, but it wasn't staying stagnant though. See, that's the thing. The especially like the NJO, man. The NJO. Oh my goodness. I mean, it was so different than anything else that came before it. And talk about and see, but that's the thing. You know, Disney's not doing that. They're just doing Rebels versus Empire again. They're just doing the same thing over and over again. So if you talk about stagnation, to me, that's stagnation. They're Disney's just doing the same old hat. They're just doing the same thing over and over again. So to me, that's stagnation. But you know, I mean, I have no problem with Rebels versus Empire. Like I said, my favorite era tied with NJO is New Republic, and that was basically just Rebels versus Empire. So, I get the appeal, I get it, but personally, I want to see new things. That's probably why I like NJO a lot because it's so different and they really tried to do. They took the Star Wars characters and to me that was they took it to the next level. They took it to it felt real. It felt like and people were it was not even just people say the character deaths, whatever, make the characters deaths make it more realistic. It's not even about that. It was like, holy crap, like this is actually happening. Like there are these invaders and they're taking over planets and they're just so weird. They're nothing like any Star Wars race at all. And I know that some people that's a point of contention for some people they don't like it because it doesn't fit, it doesn't feel like Star Wars. But that's what I kinda like about it because it's something different. It's not just Rebels versus Empire over and over and over and over again. So, anyway, that's just my argument, at least for the post NJO stuff. But anyway, and Disney's not doing Old Republic stuff. They're hardly doing that. I mean, they have that book series that's kinda doing it, but they're not doing Old Republic. It's High Republic. I mean, I get it's kinda similar, but, to me, they're wasting the IP. They're stagnating on it. I felt like George was at least kinda doing stuff with it. I mean, people make the argument that he wasn't, but anyway, I don't wanna get too bogged down on that. That was just my opinion, but anyway, um, mediocre modeler, Anakin number 1 for me. He's a close second for me, really close second. So I'm pretty much with you there, mediocre modeler. Anakin's pretty awesome. I was honestly, again, spoilers. He oh, I don't guess maybe I shouldn't say anything. I don't know. Maybe I should say anything. Whoops, I might have already got the cat out of the bag here. I guess I won't say anything. Maybe mediocre miler. If you have you read the NJL, but you better tell me before I say anything. So we'll move on for now. Just say something. Say you read the NJO or not, or if you've been spoiled on some on Anakin related things. So maybe I'll move on for now. But anyway, you can give him Chewbacca an internal monologue. Yeah, I guess, but I mean, that would be weird. It's kinda like they kinda did that a little bit, there with the droids and stuff, and with the Chewbacca and the droid. I think there's a couple books they did, and it was just weird. It's like, I don't it feels weird to me. I don't know, I don't like that. I don't like it. Chewbacca is just your buddy. He's not, I don't know. It just feels weird. Like it's like your dog. I feel like it'd be like it'd be your dog, like a dog's internal monologue. It would just be weird. Sorry. I get it. I get what you're trying to say though. I get it. But it's weird to me. But okay. Star Wars Supernatural Encounters. I'm not really sure what that is. That sounds vaguely familiar. Marcus E. Lizer. Maybe you need to tell me what that is. I guess I could Google it. But um let's see. There's a show called Supernatural Encounters. Is it really? I don't know. Maybe there's a joke maybe there. I'm not kidding. Disney, Eric Elliott. Disney always planned to make films, and if they tried to stay within the Legend stories, they still wouldn't satisfy the Legends fans. I could see that argument. I do. I get it. It's kind of like comic book fans. But well, see, that's the thing though. I mean, you comic book fans for the most part have been pretty happy with the MCU. So I mean, and that's its own thing. I mean, it's not even about that. I mean, we just wanted I would have been happy if they just keep Legends going. Why just cancel it? Why close it out? I mean, just say we're gonna do our own thing and just let Legends continue and just let Legends be its own separate thing. That's most of what the EU community is just saying. We don't Most of us don't really care what Disney does with it. I was mad. Yeah, at first I was mad about them not, adapting it. But then at the same time, yeah, I kind of started thinking about them like, yeah, I don't really want them to adapt it. But that's the funny thing. They're still adapting it anyway. They're doing Ahsoka, which is basically going to be heir to the Empire. They're basically doing it. That's what frustrates me. That's the only thing I still get a little frustrated about. It's like, oh, this doesn't count. This doesn't mean anything. But oh, we're still going to adapt it. What? Like, what the hell? I mean, I don't know. Whatever. Again, I don't, I get the argument. I get it. I get they're worried about, I don't think they're worried about the fans. I don't think that was it at all. I get what you're saying, Eric. I really do. But I don't think that was on their mind at all. I don't think they give cared about the fans at all. That wasn't it. It was, it was getting, no, that wasn't their argument. So anyway, Um, okay. Yeah, P. Smith brings up a good point. Brings up a great point. Money, I think money and creative control would be complicated with many authors. Yeah, that was a big chunk of it. They've said it from what I understand too. They've pretty much flat out said they didn't want to have to pay all the authors royalties and okay, fine. I get it. It's money. It's Disney. They're business. They're a business. I completely understand that. I run my own business, so I understand. They have to, they gotta make money. They're there to make money. They're there to please people. So, it's called inspiration. It's not one to one. Yeah, no, that's what I said. I mean, no, I get it. I get it. I mean, I get it's inspired, but they went out get what you're saying, but they went out of their way or they'd see they don't anymore. For a while there, when the decanonization first happened, because I was paying attention to all this, they were like really crapping on the EU. They were, I mean, I don't know if you guys were around. I'm Eric, I'm not trying to single you out or anything. I don't know if you were around, if you were paying attention, but they were like crapping on the EU like crazy. They really were. So I get what you're saying. I do. But it was almost like they were just, and it was, again, it was probably a business thing. They were just, they were trying to minimize all that because they wanted to do their own thing. But to me, it just reeks of like ghoulish kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, like corporate ghoulish behavior to me. It doesn't sit well with me. That's all I'm saying. And again, I've said time and time again, I don't care. Disney can do whatever. They own it. They own it. If they wanna make Thrawn, a dancing ballerina, they can do it. They can do whatever they want with Thrawn or whoever. They can do whatever they want. It's their baby now. They own it. So I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm just not gonna watch it. I mean, like I said, I might give it a chance. I probably won't. I think I'm pretty much done with Disney Star Wars. I might give it a chance. I don't know. So Anyway, that's just again, that's just my 2 cents. I have no issues whatsoever with people that wanna watch it. I have no issues with it whatsoever. That's just my personal 2 cents, that's all. So, I think my laptop's about to die here, so you're gonna have to give me a second. Might be able to swipe pause here. Any of the new Thrawn novels. Hang on, I'll get that in my head. Let me get my charger real fast, and I'll be right back, folks. Just hang on. Oh, you're watching the video? Oops, I'll move that. That's fine. Can you close that? I think it's actually eating up the data. It's eating up some of the data. Okay. Sorry about that. I'll come up with a better system here. I'm in a messed up kind of room. I want to see my messy bed. Um. Okay, so have you read any of the new Thrawn novels? They are really good. I listen to mostly audiobooks. I have not read any of the new Thrawn novels. I might. I've read a little bit of the new EU. I've read Lost Stars. I mean, I don't crap on all of it. I'm not crapping on all of it. Um, I've read Lost Stars and shoot, what was it? Um, Something I don't know. I think that's the only novel I've read. I've read some of the comics. I read the Darth Vader comics were good. Those were good. So again, I'm not saying I have no major issue with people. I don't know. It just didn't grab me. It's just not the same. It's just not the same for me. But anyway, no, mediocre modeler I have not, but I might at some point. Probably when I finish the old EU, I might start reading the new EU because then just to have something to read. So yeah, I've heard good things, and I like Timothy Zahn. Timothy Zahn is a cool guy. So I like his books, and he's a cool guy. So um, Scott Johnson, hey, what's going on? Just dropped in. Cool, Scott Johnson. Eric Elliott, I'm not a Disney company stan. I'm a socialist. LOL. I focus on the art. Okay, I hear you. I completely understand that. And you're completely entitled to all of that. And I know you're not a Disney company guy. I figured that. If you're on my channel, I figured as much. Um, how's everybody doing in the chat? Okay, the new Thrawn book was written by Timothy Zahn. Yeah, he's still involved in the EU. Oh, and yeah, here this is a story. This is an interesting story, and I don't know if any of you guys know this. Um, Zahn was supposedly uh he offered, I think, to write for the new trilogy, for the Disney trilogy, and Disney pretty much snubbed him. So I don't know. He's a pretty good sport because I know he writes the books and stuff still, and he's not an idiot. He's not gonna turn down his cash cow, but um I don't know. Supposedly there was a weird they got a little weird with him for a while there. I think things have been patched up at some point, but I mean clearly they have, but um supposedly the Disney people weren't real nice to him for a while there. But just again, just a thought there. Let's see here. Tim Zahn did some good Star Wars books. Any of you guys read his Conqueror trilogy books? I've heard about them. I like reading Star Wars authors' other books. I want to read a book he wrote. Oh, what was it called? He wrote a book about a dragon, I think, or it was like it's a thing. It's a dragon that's like attached to this kid's body or something. I can't remember the name of it. He wrote that. It sounded cool, and he wrote what was it? Oh yeah, he wrote a book that Avatar ripped off, where it's like these bird things, and you attach like a thing into their neck, and then you can like communicate with them and stuff. Like Avatar ripped off from a bunch of things. I don't know if you guys know that, but Avatar, yeah, Dragonback. That's the thing with the tattoo thing. Um, thank you, Firestorm. Your boy Firestorm there. Yeah, and if you've read those Firestorm, let me know. I've heard good things. Um, but yeah. So yeah, Tim Zahn's a good writer, definitely. He's a good writer. So oh yeah, but I know I'm getting kind of sidetracked here, but Avatar stole from tons of things. Oh man, I've been reading a bunch of old sci-fi, and oh my goodness, there's so much. I could tell like James Cameron just like stole all of his. I mean, he didn't steal it, I guess. I mean, like Eric Elliott said, it's inspiration. You can call it inspiration, I guess. But um, oh man, yeah, he took from the one of the books on my channel actually, the dolphin, the book with the dolphins, Star Tide Rising. He took from that. He took from oh, the book he really took from was actually it was a Star Wars writer. What the heck is his name? Oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of the book right now. But anyway, the Jungle Planet. It's Jungle Planet. Midworld. Midworld. That he ripped that book off. Oh man, talk about Eric. I mean, I know Eric. You talk about inspiration. That was a rip off. He ripped off Midworld. He clearly read that book because it is almost exactly the same. But anyway, I'm getting talking talking about Avatar. Wish there were Avatar novels. I know they were gonna write an Avatar novels, um, and then they got canceled or something. I think they're trying to redo them or something. But I'd read Avatar novels. I would read those. So I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I'll move on. Sorry. Anyone wants to talk about Avatar? I don't know. I do like Avatar. I'm not saying like I like Star Wars better, obviously, but anyone wants to talk about Avatar? Anyway, whatever. Okay, so Eric Elliott, I do think that the Legends writers should be given their flowers. I guess you mean like payment? Is that what you mean? I think Disney for a while there they were not paying people for the reprints. And they're still not. Supposedly, I've talked with Kevin and they don't pay him anything. He doesn't get any royalties or he's cool about it. He doesn't really care. I think he said like you just they're keeping his stuff in print so it gets his name out there. So that's all he cares about. But a lot of them they're not paying most of them. I think some of them they are. I know the OG the novelization excuse me the novelizations the original novelizations they're paying them. Alan Dean Foster and James Caan and Hammer, the guy that wrote Turn the Jedi, but they're paying them. I think they're paying them because they kind of rose a stink there. But most of the EU authors are not getting royalties. So, and most of them I think are cool with it because most of them I think kind of assumed like it's a gig. It's just they own the IP, so I guess they weren't worried about it. But anyway, I'm assuming that's what you meant by that. I'm not so. But anyway. OG Star Wars. Hello. Hello, OG Star Wars. I like your name, OG Star Wars. That's nice. Mediocre Modeler. What is your least favorite Star Wars book? Oof. Just in general. Well, I can't really talk about new canon because I haven't read much of it, so I'm not even gonna go there. But least favorite. Oof. Probably Planet of Twilight. That's the only one I could not finish. I cannot finish it. I've tried to start it, and it's right there. It's right behind me. It's right behind me. Oh man. That's the only one I cannot finish. And which is weird because I liked Children of the Jedi. I like Children of the Jedi, it's Barbara Hambly. Um I like that one. But oh god, no. No, Planet of Twilight, no. No, I cannot finish it. So probably Planet of Twilight. Um I guess well maybe I shouldn't say that because okay, out of ones I haven't finished, overall that would be it. One out of ones I have finished. That's tough. Maybe Cestus Deception, maybe. That'd probably be the only one. I like half of that book. Half of that book is great because it's about a clone trooper. It's about a clone trooper, and it's freaking great, called Django Tat, and he's, um oh, shoot, man. He meets up with, Jango Fett's ex-girlfriend. That should have been the whole freaking book. The Obi-Wan plot was boring as hell. There was an Obi-Wan plot, and it was so freaking boring. Oh my god, oh my goodness. Like, it was almost I'd still rather probably watch that, or excuse me, I'd probably still probably reread that than watch the Obi-Wan show, but, um, it was just freaking boring, oh my goodness. But the Django Tad, excuse me, that's his name, his nickname, whatever, the clone trooper part of that book was fantastic. It was just weird that half that book was great and the other half was horrible. So it was like it would be like if you got a test, I guess it would be like 50, you get a 50%, you'd fail, but it would be um, I don't know, it was just God, it was weird, it was just it was whatever. Anyway, that would probably be my probably least favorite I've finished. I like a lot of the ones people don't like. I'm weird. I like all the Kevin J. Anderson books, and a lot of people hate Kevin J. Anderson, and I love him, so anyway, that would probably be it. So try to move on here so I don't take forever here. Okay, wait, I think I'm losing it. You guys are speed going too fast here. Um, Trying to be original is kind of overrated. George Lucas stole a lot of ideas. Yeah, to be fair, he did. He stole from Dune. George Lucas stole from Dune, and a lot of people do not know that because a lot of people don't read Dune. But he stole from Dune. Yeah, he stole a lot from Dune, and I completely get your argument, Eric. I really do. I completely understand what you're saying. Um, I get it. Again, I mean, but see, that's the thing, though. Again, yeah, I think he took like you said, inspiration. Okay, I'll give you that. He took that as the starting point, and then he launched it into something different because, especially with especially with the prequels. The prequels are so different and are not like Dune really at all, to be honest, in my opinion. But so yeah, I get it. Original's overrated. Yeah, I kind of say boring's overrated, but in not related to that. But anyway, so yeah, I get your point. And let's see, I was always curious which ones got royalties. Some had, some didn't in their contracts. Yeah, part of it was their contracts. That's true. Part of it was their contracts. Some of them had in their contracts royalties, some did not. So that's part of it. But from what I understand, I think even like I said, some of them were supposed to get royalties and they're not. Like Kevin, pretty sure maybe not all of his books, but some of his books he was supposed to get royalties and he's not getting them, and he's being cool about it. He could be a jerk about that, and he's not. So say what you will about Kevin J. Anderson if you guys people that dump on him, but he's a cool guy. He's being cool about it. Let's see. Um, Royalty should be given. It's terrible that many craves don't get it. I agree, 100%. If you wrote something, you deserve royalties, 100%. I agree with that. HP on track. You're awesome. Oh, thank you so much for that. HP on track. You are awesome too. Just for being here. You're awesome. Scott Johnson, Cestus Deception. I thought that was okay. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I would say it's maybe slightly below okay, but no, like I said, the Django Tat book parts, awesome, freaking awesome. And I don't hear people talk about them enough because Django Tat is really cool. He's a really cool character, and I really wish they would have done more with him. Um, Really cool. And I even kind of like Django Fett's girlfriend, even though that was kind of weird. But yeah, I agree. Slightly disagree, but I mostly agree with you. I thought it just that's what I'm saying. That half of it's fantastic, the other half is just kind of so it's like it just turns out being just kind of okay. That's it. Maybe slightly below okay because of that. Anyway, not a mediocre modeler, not a big fan of Shatterpoint. I like Shatterpoint. Sorry. I know a lot of people don't. I need to reread it. I haven't read it in a while, but I read it probably I don't know too long ago, 7 years ago, maybe somewhere around there, maybe a little less. I liked it. When I was reading through all the Clone Wars novels, I liked it. It's probably yeah, it's probably probably not my favorite clone. Oh man, I just lost 3 people because I said I like Shatterpoint. Uh-oh. I went from 10 people to 7. Oh, just because I said that. Oh man, uh-oh. So Um, I like it. Sorry, mediocre modeler. It's not my favorite. I mean, it's not even probably my favorite Clone Wars novel, but I like it. Sorry. I like Mace Windu. Maybe that's I'm a little biased, maybe because I like Mace Windu. So, um, your boy Firestorm. Haven't read the Dragonback books yet. No, I haven't read them either. I have. I saw them at the dollar store one time. I don't know why I didn't buy them. I remember seeing them at the dollar store years and years ago, and I didn't buy them because I was stupid. I was dumb, and I don't know why I didn't buy them. They were a dollar a piece, and I didn't buy them. I don't know why I didn't. I was just, I don't know, maybe I was like sick or something. I don't remember. But anyway, um, let's see. I think Star Wars Infinities would be a cool thing to bring back. I agree, 100%. I think Star Wars Infinities is cool and it's underrated. Because I always thought it was cool when they did stuff that was not didn't necessarily have to be canon. Like having Princess Leia, what was it? There was the one where I think there's one where Luke dies. I think yeah, there's one where Luke dies and Leia becomes the the chosen not the chosen one, but whatever, the one destined to, bring back her father or whatever, and it was cool. It was really cool. I remember that. She builds her lightsaber and it's purple, I think, or something. Um, it was cool. So yeah, I like that kind of stuff. I like Elseworlds kind of stuff. I know people don't seem to really like that nowadays. I don't know for some reason. Like, so everything's got to be, it's all got to fit together. It's all got to. Why? Why does it all have to fit together? Like, sometimes you want to see things that are not part of the main, continuity or whatever. So I don't know. I like it. I think it's cool. I wish they'd bring it back. I agree with you, Eric Elliott, 100% on that. I understand being popular. Hell, my favorite Star Wars is The Last Jedi. Yeah, it's my sister's too. So you and my sister would probably get along. She liked The Last Jedi out of the most out of the new trilogy, and it was my least favorite out of the new trilogy. I'm the complete opposite. I mean, I don't like I mean, I don't like. I'm sorry, I'm gonna make people mad about this. I don't like them at all. But it's my least favorite. The Last Jedi is my least favorite, and then the J.J. Abrams ones are slightly less bad. That's my opinion. Sorry. I know I'm gonna make some people mad about that. Maybe not. That's the mainstream opinion. Most people, oh yeah, I'm probably mainstream on that. I think the isn't the Last Jedi kind of the hip. Not I'm not specifically talking about you, Eric, but like it's kind of the hipster choice. I think if I remember correctly, that's like the one that most people dislike. So I guess I fit in that crowd. It's not even, it's not even really the movie itself. It's not even about the movie. It's just Luke. It's just, oh man, how they handle Luke in that. Oh my goodness. Like every interview I saw with Mark Hamill, I completely was just like, I was completely on his side. I could just tell he was holding it in. Like he was so frustrated with that movie. That's how I felt. I was so extremely frustrated with that movie. Very, very frustrated. That's just my, and when you, that is the worst thing you can feel when you're watching a movie is frustration. The worst thing, like even boredom, like boredom and frustration. Those are the two things when you're watching a movie you do not want to feel. 100% for sure. To me, even a bad like even a bad movie is just like horrible and bad. You can at least make fun of it and like poke fun at it, joke about it and stuff. But like if it's just frustrating you and you just want to pull your hair out, it's like you just want to leave the theater. But anyway, that's just me. But Uh, I'm so used to Scott Johnson. I'm so used to your unabridged audios. I had no idea what did live streams. This is my first one. First one. I got a new laptop. Got a brand new, nice laptop about a month ago. So I can do this conveniently now. I don't have to use a phone or I don't have to mess around with a bunch of equipment and stuff. I got a nice new, and that's what part of why I bought this was for the audiobooks. So this is you're watching me on the audiobook laptop right now. So you should feel special. So anyway, just being dumb. Okay. Eric Elliott, not even cinematography, music editing and editing. Wrote editing twice, but all right. Oh yeah, I see you said that. You know, um, oh, I mean, I don't think rank. Excuse me, sorry. I don't think Rain Johnson is a bad director. He's not. I don't think he's a bad director. I liked what he did Looper, didn't he? I thought Looper was great. Looper was fantastic. I've heard good things about Knives Out. I haven't seen it. I've heard good things about it. I like Looper. So I'm not yeah, no, again, yeah, I'm not saying cinematography, music or editing. I didn't have a problem with any of that. It was mostly story. Yeah, story. In writing. Yeah, just write the writing. The writing Luke's I mean, even if you just take out Luke, let's just say you just took Luke out of the movie completely, I still think the writing wasn't very good because there was just weird jokes and like it felt so out of place. I mean, people talk about things being out of place in some of George's Star Wars stuff. That was out of place. It was weird. It was like it was worse than Jar Jar. Like Jar Jar, I know people complain about Jar Jar, but oh my goodness, like Last Jedi made Jar Jar feel less weird. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of not wording that right, but like I don't know, it was just the weird. It just felt it just I don't know. I'll go into more detail at some point, but um it was just like the like Poe, like, prank calling. Isn't there a scene where he, like, basically prank calls Imperials, and he's like, "Oh, I'm ordering a, you know, a maybe I didn't say it. It was something like this. I'm kinda screwing it up, but he's like, "Oh, I dialed the wrong number or something." He said something like that. He's like, "Am I in the wrong frequency?" You know, it's the Star Wars version of it. He's like, "Am I in the wrong frequency or something?" Like, "Oh, what did I do?" Or like, "Oh, is this Imperials or something?" It was just like really it was weird. It was just like it felt like something like student film. Like that's an insult to student films. I'm sorry. I don't know what Rain was doing, man, because I don't have anything against him personally or anything really. I don't. But man, I don't know. It was just I'm not gonna get into Last Jedi. I'll be here all night. Um, I mean, I don't know, maybe at some point, but probably not right now. Um, sorry, I got lost here. Mark Hamill said after seeing the film, I was wrong, and I'll fully in Ryan Johnson's camp. Yeah, I've heard that, but he still complains. He's flip flopped. He's pulling a George Lucas, and he's flip flopped on that. I'm pretty sure he's flip flopped on that. I mean, I don't think I think he's fine with rain and all that. But you know, I don't even think it's about that. Mark, Mark Hamill's getting more and more like George Lucas the older he gets because he flip flops on things. Because I've heard him. I remember. God, he said something about the Joker years and years ago. He's like, I'm never going to be the Joker. I'm tired of the Joker. And this was like 10 years ago. This is long before he quit. You know, for the last Arkham game, I think he finally quit. But he's like, "Oh, I'm so tired of the Joker. I hate the Joker." And then he did the Joker for like five more cartoons or whatever, a bunch of other things in the video games. And so it's like he flip flops. He flip flops on things. So I have you have to take what Mark Hamill says with a grain of salt. Sorry. So anyway, um, what should I read after I finish Legacy of the Force series? I'm on the last book. Also, thank you for doing all these books. No problem, Sumner, excuse me, Sumner. Yeah. Well, I would say you can read Millennium Falcon, or you can read the Jaden Core books. I think those are next chronologically, and then Fate of the Jedi after that, and then Crucible, and you're done. So if you're doing it chronologically, um, honestly, I had to take a break after Legacy of the Force, man. Legacy of the Force wiped me bad. But I like Jason, and you guys already know that now. I'm a Jason fanboy, so um, that sounds kind of weird saying that. Whatever. I'm a Jason fan. Sorry. Um, that wiped me. Legacy of the Force wiped me, man. I kind of man. It was a struggle. I mean, not like it was bad or anything. It just kind of wiped me like that. It's just God dang. That one got me. That's that one. I had to take a break after that. So, do what you want, but I would recommend either keep going chronologically, or if you gotta take a break, maybe do prequel stuff. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm kind of reading through prequel stuff. I've been jumping around, doing reading a bunch of different things. But um, yeah. So just continue on chronologically if you're fine. If you weren't wiped like me after Jason's death and just the whole intensity of all that. So anyway, and no problem again for doing all the books. No problem. I enjoy it. So any sillier than Toilet Humor and Phantom Menace? Yeah, no, I know that. I get that argument. I get that argument. But I don't know. It was Phantom Menace. Yeah, I don't know. It was silly. Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, okay. Jar Jar Binks sucked. Whatever. But oh man, that's the difference. There were always kind of silly jokes in Star Wars. I'm not saying there isn't comedy in Star Wars. And I'm not saying Phantom Menace is that much better. It's not, but I mean, I don't know. I go back and forth on Phantom Menace. I don't know. I was, and you're putting me in a bind here, Eric. I just don't. I don't know. It doesn't feel as out of place. Like for some reason, Last Jedi, it felt more like as silly as Phantom Menace got, it didn't feel like a parody. It still felt like this is happening in the Star Wars universe. This is happening in Star Wars. Last Jedi felt like a deconstruction kind of slash parody. Like it was just like, man, Star Wars, man, it's just like it's just so like stupid and for kids, and it's just we're gonna deconstruct it, and we're gonna like Luke's just gonna be a fucking or a freak. Sorry, Luke's just gonna be a loser, a bad big baby loser, and we're gonna have Poe Dameron, and that's again, Poe. I don't have a problem with Poe. He's a cool character. Why have him do stupid stuff like that? That's just stupid. I mean, at least Jar Jar Binks is a stupid character, meant to be stupid. Poe Dameron is supposed to be cool. He's supposed to be like Wedge Antilles and cool, not doing prank calls and getting slapped in the face. Yeah, like getting slapped in the face and having you know what was it? Excuse me, I'm sorry. The lady, that was inappropriate. The lady from Jurassic Park, like making fun of him and dumping on him and basically like dressing him down. And I mean, come on, like that's just kind of stupid. I'm sorry, you know, whatever. I don't even want to get into that. We'll never you can never get. I don't want to get into that. But um, So anyway, I don't know. The prequels, yeah, the prequels have problems. I'm not saying they don't, but they still feel like to me they're happening in the Star Wars universe. It feels like a Star Wars. It feels like Star Wars to me. It just does because George is there. George's hand is there, and it still feels more like Star Wars to me. Sorry, it just does instead of like Disney doing whatever they're doing and trying to deconstruct it and doing their crap. But whatever. I don't want to get into that too much. Okay. Yeah, the part where Leia slapped Poe's weirdest. Yeah, again, not. I mean, I don't know. Try to move on from that. Um, Bro, Sumner. That's how I feel. I've been going back and reading the old Star Wars because I can't stand the new stuff. Ahsoka's my last hope. Pretty much, yeah. That's kind of how I'm. You're pretty much in the place I was with the last. How I was with the Last Jedi. Yeah, that's pretty much how I vote. Um. Yeah, and here's another thing. This will make you guys happy. I don't have a problem with Ahsoka. I don't. A lot of EU people hate Ahsoka. I do not. I don't have a problem with Ahsoka. I don't have a problem with Anakin having an apprentice. I don't. I have no issue with that whatsoever. I never did from day one. A lot of EU people hate that. I don't. I think Ahsoka is a cool character. I think she can be cool if she's written well. Um, I liked her, and I liked the movie. I liked the Clone Wars movie where she was introduced. I know a lot of people hate that. I didn't have a problem with that. So I don't know. I mean, I have some issues with Ahsoka. I do. I'm not saying I don't, but overall, I'm fine with her. Um, I don't know. So, um, Johnson wanted to kill Star Wars. It was horrible. Yeah. I don't know. I've heard like fan theories, like where people said like he was set out to like, he was just there. He intentionally tanked it, and he intentionally wanted to dump all over it. And not so sure about that. Maybe. I mean, mm, Maybe. I mean, I guess you can make. I guess the argument you can make is that he was just a guy. He was just he was basically just like a contractor. He was just there to just make a movie, and that was it. He was there to make one, and that's a whole other conversation you can have about Disney Star Wars, how it was not planned out because it was not. It was not planned out at all. They just did one movie at a time and then just left the next director up, and that's something I will defend Rain Johnson on completely because he got completely pigeonholed by J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams pigeonholed him and basically had he put all the pieces in place, and Rain had to go, "Oh, okay, I guess I gotta do this, this, and the." I think from what I remember correctly, I think Disney did have certain things like you got to do this, this, and this. We don't care how you do it. We don't care who. We don't care what happens to who. But you have to do. They had gave him a little bullet point thing I think that said you got to do this, this, and this. But beyond that, we don't care. We can do whatever you can do whatever you want. So, but he was pigeonholed by J.J. Abrams, to some extent. So I kind of I don't try to dump on him too hard. So I don't know, P. Smith, I've have conflicting feelings about that. Some people, I don't know. I used to think like you. I used to think maybe it was intentional. I don't know anymore. I don't know. If it was intentional, it doesn't matter. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether he intended to do it or not. I mean, it happened. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, the prequel trilogy made, excuse me, the sequel trilogy. This is mediocre modeler. Sequel trilogy made the prequel trilogy look much better. No arguments there. Yeah, I'll pretty much agree with that. Even though again, I never hated on the prequel trilogy. I'm one of those weirdos that actually kind of liked it from the get go. I mean, it probably helped. I was a kid. I was younger. I wasn't exactly a kid, but I was young. So it probably helped. But I've rewatched them as an adult, and I still pretty much enjoy them for the most part. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I like it. I like prequels. Always have. Always will. Sorry. Sorry, if that makes me a George Lucas fanboy, whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I own it. I like Holdo. Yeah, I don't know much about that character. I've heard the name. Sorry. Again, I don't know a ton about Disney Star Wars. I know. Was that the Doctor or is that Doctor Afra? I know. I kind of. You're gonna have to explain who that is. I'm sorry. I don't know the Disney characters as well, so I apologize. I love Ahsoka. I just don't want favoritism by Dave to make her overpower or survive longer than she should. I agree, 100%. Bo Sumner, 100% agree with you. That's pretty much where I'm at. I like her. I think she's cool. I think they're running with her a little too much. I don't like exactly how they've handled her, but I've never been in that camp where I don't hate Ahsoka. I don't. I don't exactly like how they handle her all the time, but Um, so yeah, I agree with you. I think personally, I mean, again, this is gonna probably make some people mad, but um, she personally, I think she shouldn't have outlived the purge. Sorry, she should have. She would have if she would have survived the purge. I'd been that. I don't know. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I'm probably gonna make people mad with that. But I think she should have died in the purge. Sorry, that's. I guess I'll just say it. I'm gonna make people mad, but she should have died in the purge, or at least been. Mm, I better not say anymore. Um, yeah, I think they're running with her too much. That's pretty much my argument. Their favoritism. She's living too long. Yeah, that's probably my biggest arguments with her. She should have been a Clone Wars character, and then that should have been the end of it. But she's popular and she makes money, so they're gonna keep milking the cow, keep spinning the wheels. So yeah. Anyway, um, Eric Elliott, the idea he wanted to kill Star Wars is ridiculous. He put themes of overcoming personal failures, anti-fascism, and self-determination of a hero. That's very Star Wars. That's true. Like I said, I don't have a problem with Rain Johnson. I don't. I just didn't care for the writing and the handling of characters, and it wasn't really Rain. It was everything else, pretty much. So I don't know. God, I don't want to get into Last Jedi arguments. Oh my goodness, we'll never. Well, this will never. This will never end. Um. So no, um, I don't disagree with you, Eric. I don't. I don't like the movie, but I kind of see what you're saying. I guess, yeah. He had some good themes. It did. Had some good. Had a few good themes. Jar Jar lived much too long. Yes. You know what? I used to. I hate Jar. I mean, I used to hate Jar Jar. I've softened on him over the years. I don't. I don't like him, but I've softened on him after Disney. I've softened after I've seen after the Disney stuff. I've probably softened on him a little bit. P. Smith again. Oh, did Jar Jar? I think did Jar Jar die in the EU or in the old canon? I don't know. Is he alive? I think he died. Did he die in the old canon? Is he alive in the new canon? Somebody, I guess somebody say that. I mean, if you only mean want, you don't have to. But if somebody wants to look that up real fast, I think I think he I think he survived. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think he died in the old canon. He lived in the new, or maybe it's the other way around or something. I don't know. Let's see. P. Smith, Eric, his movie was a standalone movie. You're supposed to make a two of a trilogy. Yes, that's part of the problem. He basically was just, from what I understand, he was just there to write a standalone, and then he was like contractor. He just came in to do a job, and then that's it. So yeah, again, I see that argument too. I see both sides of that. I just think that's probably the biggest problem. Yeah, is it just wasn't written well. It was not written as part of a trilogy. It was written as a standalone. So yeah, that causes problems. So Scott Johnson, Ahsoka did die in The Purge according to the 2010 Visions art book. That's so she did die in the EU? I didn't think she died in the EU. Oh my goodness. Wow. Holy cow. Well, I guess we were talking about new canon, I think. Yeah, we were talking about new canon. See, is Ahsoka's barely in the EU, I thought. She is in the EU, but I didn't think she was in the EU. That, I mean, unless you count the Clone, I don't really, unless you count the Clone Wars TV show as EU. Is she in much? I didn't think she was barely in the EU, I thought. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't think she was in the EU that much. Like books and novels and stuff. She's in some comics, I think, and obviously she's in again, Clone Wars TV show, but I didn't think she was in comics and books that much. Huh. I'll have to look that up. I didn't know if she did that. Wow. Okay. Well, then the EU gets another point there. Sorry, EU gets some points there if she did die in the purge. Because I never shoot. See, that was around the time I kind of got out of Star Wars. I kind of I didn't get out of it, but I kind of stopped following it a little bit around that time, around 2010. Yeah, 2010, 2011. Force Unleashed. When Force Unleashed 2 came out, that was kind of because yeah, man, Force Unleashed 2 was just a disappointing. Oh my god, that game was disappointing. Oh, it was fun, but oh my goodness. I was like really I was very disappointed by that game. Force Unleashed 1 was great. So, I mean, I don't know. So, I kind of my Star Wars it faded a little bit there in the early 2010s and then it came back pretty soon, but Eric Elliott, you need to know the start points of Finn, Ray, and Kylo of TFA to understand their arcs and sequel. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what you mean by that exactly. Um, what's a Finn, Ray, and Kylo? All right, okay, yeah, I guess I get what you're saying, sort of. But that's the thing, though. I mean, like Finn barely did anything. Wasn't he comatose most of the movie? He was in like a pod thing, and he was like comatose most of Last Jedi. But yeah, all right, I get your point. Scott Johnson, the Visions book isn't confirmed as C canon. It has some artistic interpretation. It's kind of like Tales. Yeah, okay. So it's not confirmed then. Because yeah, I could have sworn I remember looking at Wikipedia or something, and it's blank. I don't think she's not dead. She doesn't die in the EU. Like it's not 100% confirmed. No, it's just I guess yeah, like you said, it's not a confirmed canon thing. EU canon thing. So Um, huh, that's what I thought. I guess I sort of was right, and you're sort of right. They're both kind of right at the same time. So, um, I see. Yeah, Tales of the Jedi, or not Tales of the Jedi. Sorry, yeah, Star Wars Tales. I thought, see, was Star Wars Tales all nine? Yeah, some of Star Wars Tales what was canon. I thought there was some things that were canon, some things weren't, or is it all non-canon? I can't remember exactly how that worked, but um, maybe it was non-canon unless it was. I think it was non-canon unless another author referenced it or something because didn't Karen Travis she based because Boba Fett's daughter or whatever was in a Tales book, and then it wasn't technically canon, I think, until Karen Travis wrote her in Legacy of the Force. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe that's how that works. I think that's how they did that. First time we see Finn and TLJ wakes up from being in a coma. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's been a while. I haven't seen it since it came out, so I remember I do remember being in a coma for a chunk of it, but whatever. Yeah, it's fine. Um, that's another thing. I don't hate all the Disney characters. I don't. I think they could have done cool stuff with them. I just think they didn't do cool stuff with them. Like Finn was cool. I liked Finn. Thought Finn could have been a cool character. I like that he was an ex-stormtrooper. I like that. That was cool. He was like Kyle Katarn sort of. I thought he could have been a cool character, but they just kind of wasted him. They didn't do that much with him. But anyway, that's just me. Again, it's just my opinion. Again, you can disagree with it or not or whatever. Finn tries to ban the fleet to be with Rey, nothing else. Rose gives him an arc and turns him into a devour rebel. Okay, yeah, all right. It's not much of an arc though, but yeah, all right. I guess it technically is an arc, yeah, barely, but yeah. Scott Johnson. Some of Star Wars tales were canon, yes, but some were like either really silly or really artistic conjecture non-canon. Yeah, yeah, that sounds right. That sounds about right. Because yeah, there was stuff that was like really silly. Like there was like they would do parodies of things, and they do like Austin Powers parodies, or like they did they did parodies of like oh my goodness, I can't think of the name of the movie right now. Pulp Fiction and stuff. They did parodies, I think, which obviously I don't think those would have been canon because it's Austin Powers doesn't exist and Pulp Fiction doesn't exist in the Star Wars universe, so it'd be kind of stupid. But um, yeah, so cool. I never read much Star Wars tales. I do kind of remember them. I kind of remember reading a few of them and being like, "What is this? This is weird." I remember some of it being really weird. And at the time, like I said, I didn't know what was at the time. I didn't know what was canon and what wasn't. So I'm like, what is going on here? I was confused because I was probably like 12, like 11 or something when that was coming out. So um, anyway, um, the first, what's funny? The first, shoot, what was the first comic I read? I'm trying to remember. Um, it might have been a Star Wars Tales comic. I can't remember. It was either that or the Dark Forces comics, maybe. It might have been the Dark. I think it might have been the Dark Forces comics or novellas, whatever. It was either the Dark Forces novellas or it was the Star Wars Tales comic. I don't remember. So Scott Johnson. There was a George. Oh wait. P missing things here. P Smith. Yes, Sweet Rose. Crashing her ship into his ship to save him. OMG. Yeah. I wasn't wild about Rose. Sorry. Didn't care for her. I didn't think she wasn't. I just didn't care for her. Sorry. Scott Johnson. There was Jar Jar Binks Moby Dick parody. Yeah, they did a lot of parodies. I remember that. I do remember. I must have read some of them because I remember parodies. I remember the Austin Powers parody. I remember Pulp Fiction parody and a couple other weird parodies. Um, yeah. So I might define that. I might have to. I thought what I thought about doing at some point. I thought about doing like novelizations of comics because I think there are some fan novelizations of comics and then doing audiobooks of those. I thought about doing those. at some point, and there's a bunch of people. I thought about doing some myself and just writing them, like just writing them up and just doing like doing audiobooks of comics of some of the comics. I know a lot of them do have already have like fan versions and um what do you call radio dramas and stuff. And I know those. I think somebody's already put those up on YouTube. Okay. Eric Elliott, how's it on an arc? He was about to leave the war zone to get to a girl. That's all it was on his mind. Okay, I guess. No, I get what you're saying, but is that really? I mean, I guess it's an arc. Like I said, I didn't say it wasn't an arc. It's just not a big arc. It's just a little arc, but yeah, it's an arc, I guess. Um, Jar Jar Moby Dick story sounds funny. Yeah, I'd like to see that. Man, maybe I'll. You know what? Maybe I'll do a novel. Maybe I'll do a novelization of that and just do an audiobook of that. And like, oh man, I wish the freaking AI stuff wasn't so freaking expensive. I would do like a Jar Jar. I would have Jar Jar narrating it and me Misa. Oh Mia. Oh my goodness. Oh, that would be hilarious. Like have a oh man, Misa Ishmael, like, oh Misa Hunt Moby Dick. Like, oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh my God. If I get a bunch more subscribers and I get more money, I will totally do that. I will have Jar Jar Binks. I'll just write it up and I'll have freaking Jar Jar talking in his voice. And that'll probably get annoying, but I'll just do it anyway. I'll have freaking Jar Jar narrate that. Oh my goodness. That would be hilarious and probably annoying, but hilarious. Those would be really cool to do dramatized comics and ones already out there. Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about that. Like I was reading, what was I reading? Um, I can't remember what I was reading. Django Fett, Open Seasons or something. I was reading Django Fett, Open Seasons, and I'm like, oh my God, this would be I could make this and write it up or whatever, and then do it as an audiobook. That would be awesome. Or like the Jedi Academy, or the Clone Wars comics, or like the Jedi Academy stuff, um, or whatever. That could be awesome. That could be really cool. I just gotta figure out how to do it, and it's gonna take a lot of time because I have to write it all up. Um, or maybe, like I said, I bet you there's probably fan write-ups for some of this stuff. I have a feeling there's probably fan write-ups for some of those. So I'll have to figure that out. But at some point, that would be cool when I run out of EU books, like novels and stuff. That would be cool. So, yeah, Scott Johnson, I agree with you. I'll put that in the old noggin. Oh man. Okay, Eric Elliott is heading out. Keep an open mind about new material. Stay safe. Okay, yeah. I'm not against new material. I'm not. I just prefer the old stuff. Sorry, I'm old. I prefer old stuff. I just like it better. But goodbye, Eric Elliott. Stay safe yourself. Enjoy. We're all Star Wars fans again. We're all Star Wars fans. Disney, non-Disney, whatever. We're all Star Wars fans here. That's all that matters. So, um, trying to think. Yeah, probably shouldn't go too much later. Let's see. Hmm. But trying to think of anything else cool I can show you guys. I have my guidebooks, but they're buried. Maybe when I do the next one, I'll dig all my books, all my I've got some of the guidebooks. Um, I'll dig those. I even have one that's got Yuzong Vong stuff in it. It's cool. It's got like the CG. I didn't even know they made it. It was all these CG drawings they did for like the Yuzong Vong ships and the technology and stuff. I don't think I have it, but with me right now. But hang on, maybe I'll go look for it real fast. It might be in here. I, Yeah, I don't think I have it with me right now. But I do. I was able to find the No Essential Guide to Character. Whoops, that was the first guide. I think this is the first guide I bought. This is cool. This has got a bunch of cool stuff in it. Hang on. You got. I think this was actually the first guide I remember. I remember finding this in like a Barnes and Noble or something when I was a kid, and this was actually my first introduction to like you know the solo twins and stuff. I didn't know like I didn't know any of these people were because this came out. I think this obviously came out when Attack of the Clones came out because it's got Attack of the Clones, Anakin and Padme on there. Oh yeah, and you guys, well, maybe I'll wait till I'll talk more when there's more people on here, but um you guys are gonna hate me. But Attack of the Clones was the first movie I saw in theaters. I was not able to go see Phantom Menace in theaters. My mom would not take me. I was not able to go. So Attack of the Clones was the first Star Wars movie I saw in theaters. I know that's like sacrilegious probably to some people, but that's like heresy. But yep, Attack of the Clones. That was the first one I saw in theaters. And I saw Revenge of the Sith at midnight. I saw that one right when it came out. Um, I did see Phantom Menace before it was on tape because my stepdad got a bootleg of it, so I was able to watch a bootleg of Phantom Menace like a month after it came out in theaters. So I did pretty much see it. Like I saw it around release. I didn't see it in theaters, but I saw it a month after it came out, or it might even been that long. I don't remember, but anyway, it was around release. So I got the full prequel, almost the full prequel experience. So anyway, this has some cool stuff in it. It's just mostly character portraits. Um, I don't know what's his name looks. What do you call it? I thought somebody looks really weird in this. Like Darth Bane looks really weird in this. I gotta find him, but he has a really weird mask. People talk about it. Oh, shoot, come on. Hang on, sorry. Yeah, here's our. Oh yeah, hang on. Somebody wrote something. I only saw Phantom Menace: Attack of the Clones in theaters. Never saw Revenge of the. Oh man, you missed out, man. Revenge of the Sith in theaters was awesome. Oh man, I saw it with a great crowd though too. I saw it with um. Actually, my mom took me. My mom took me. My friends. Man, it was awesome, man. It was great. People had they were giving out toy lightsabers. It was great. It was awesome. There was see that's something I was talking about somebody on the internet not too long ago, and the guy people the guy was like, oh man, like by Revenge of the Sith, everybody's tired of Star Wars. And no, no, there was a lot of hype. Are you kidding me? The flames died a little bit with Attack of the Clones. People were starting to lose faith. Attack of the Clone because it was kind of like there was a disappointment of Phantom Menace, and then some disappointment, not a lot, but some, and then Attack of the Clones was like ooh, like people kind of started getting a little disappointed, and then but then Revenge of the Sith, man, oh man, because it was like this is the last Star Wars movie that's ever going to come out. This is it. Like George, I mean, I remember watching interviews of George, and this is it. I'm done. I'm not we're not, I mean, and that's something I bring up all the time. And again, I know George flip flopped on it. I know that. But the, the Revenge of the Sith was it. That was supposed to be it. I mean, he pretty much said, because I remember the one interview, somebody asked him, oh, is there going to be, you're going to do episode 7, 8, 9, right? And he goes, no, I'm not, no, this is it. It's just about Anakin. That's all it is. And there, he said there's the books and the comics and the video games do the kids and the grandkids. That's already done. This is it. I'm done after this. So again, I know he flip flopped again, and I know people argue back and forth. Like, was he really planning on doing the sequel trilogy? Was it just a sweeten the pot when he was selling it to Disney? I've heard back and forth on that. I've heard conflicting. See, that's the thing. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know what George was gonna do. We don't know. We don't. Well, there's just a lot of inferences, and there's a lot of things that people say, a lot of things he said, a lot of things that Lucasfilm said, we don't know. So, but to me, that's when I grew up. That's that George was. I mean, George seemed pretty adamant to me. I mean, he seemed pretty adamant because I remember seeing different people. saying different interviews. He said, "This is it. I'm done, folks. I'm not." Even if he was in a thing for Indiana Jones, and somebody asked for Crystal Skull, and somebody, "Are you gonna do 7, 8, 9?" He's like, "No, I'm done. Sorry, I'm done." So you know, so to me, it's that's it. So Revenge of the Sith is the last one. But anyway, you missed out, dude. It was awesome. But Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, still good. I like prequels. Sorry, everybody. Cool to see movies you enjoy. Yes, I enjoy the prequels. I enjoy all the George Lucas movies. Sorry. And again, I don't think the Disney movies are all horrible. I don't. I don't think they're all terrible. I don't like them nearly as much as the Lucas movies, but I don't think they're all horrible. I don't. I just don't prefer them. Sorry. Saw Star Wars New Open Theaters. I guess that makes me the old guy. I'm jealous. I'm very jealous of you, sir. Very jealous. Um, very, very jealous. Oh yeah, and I should have. Oh man, you know what though? Man, they dropped the ball because they were gonna re-release. Weren't they gonna redo? I know when they redid the prequels, they re-released the prequels in 3D. They were gonna re-release all the originals in 3D, and they didn't end up doing that. I don't know why. That was so dumb. I think that happened right before the buyout. They were gonna do that right before the buyout, and they didn't. And I was pissed because I'm like, I'll be able to see because I didn't get to see them. Obviously, I was too young. I was before my time, the originals, and then the special edition. I was it was man, I was just a little too young. I just missed the special editions. I would have loved to see the special editions in theaters, but I was just a little too young. I was like 7, 6, 7 when those came out, and my mom wasn't want to taking me to go see those. So man, yeah, that sucks. I'm jealous of you, sir. You're not the old guy. Don't worry. We're all, I don't know, whatever. I know I'm not that old, but I feel old sometimes. Your boy Firestorm. Sadly, the new Star Wars movie I saw in theaters, the first Star Wars movie I saw in Force Awakens. Oh, sorry, excuse me, Firestorm. Sadly, the first Star Wars movie I saw in theaters was Force Awakens. That's okay. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's fine. If you liked it, you liked it. If you didn't, you didn't. It's all good, man. Scott Johnson. I read the book and I didn't feel like I needed to see it in theaters. LOL. Little did I know. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, you're talking about the novelizations, the prequels? Oh, Revenge of the Sith. Oh, yeah. Because the Revenge of the Sith novelization is really good. Oh, yeah, I could see that. The novelization's better. So maybe, wow, maybe you did have the better experience than me. Well, yeah, you could argue it either way, but yeah, you have a good point there, Scott Johnson. That's Matthew Stover, man. Yeah, okay. All right. You got a point there. Um, Mediocre Miler, gotta say, being 10 years old and seeing Empire on the big screen. Maybe we'll get a little closer so you guys can hear me. Gotta say, being 10 years old and seeing Empire on the big screen pretty much changed my life. Been on the Jedi path ever since. Pretty awesome. That's awesome. That's really cool. My my brother-in-law, yeah, he saw the originals. He saw all 3 originals in theaters. So yeah, I'm jealous of you guys. That's pretty awesome. They'll they need to, God, Disney is sitting on money. They need to re-release the original versions, original versions. But well, that's the thing. You know what? Does George have the prints? I wonder if Disney has the prints. They might not have the prints of the original releases. They might not. I wonder if there was some stipulation or whatever. I wonder if George got to keep all the original prints. I'm not sure how that works. Well, somebody's got to have the. Well, you just what am I thinking? You just get the prints from some theater that closed down or something. Just buy the prints and just remaster them or whatever. The original prints. Do it, Disney. What are you doing? You're sitting on money. You're being dumb. I would pay money. I would pay money. I mean, I would pay good money to go see all the original versions. I mean, that'd be fine special editions. I wouldn't prefer it, but original versions, new prints, new remasters, just remaster them. That would be awesome. Ah, Disney. Anyway, let's not go down that path again. Okay, P. Smith. Lines from the prequels took on a new life as memes. A surprise, surely, but a welcome one. Yeah, I know. People, that's a thing. I'm a little older, so I'm a little out of it, but I do know that prequel memes are popular with younger people. and it makes me happy. Maybe I mean I think millennials are doing it too, but that makes me kind of happy. I kind of that's the kind of silver lining with the Disney movies is it's kind of made people appreciate the prequels. I mean, we kind of talked about this already, but it's made people appreciate the prequels more. It has, and I kind of that's made me happy because I've always liked the prequels. I've always enjoyed them. I still do. They have problems. Again, I'm not saying they don't have problems, but I enjoy them. Yeah, I agree with you, P. Smith. It's welcome. I enjoy it. I like seeing memes of I like seeing hello there. I like seeing Obi-Wan Kenobi pop up in my feed for I'm looking for something completely unrelated. And I mean normally that kind of stuff would annoy me, but seeing Obi-Wan go hello there and I enjoy it. Sorry, especially because I got the Obi-Wan goatee. I got the Obi-Wan goatee going on here. So you obviously know I'm a Obi-Wan fan. Um, let's see. Original versions aren't clean. They need to be revised. Oh, no, I agree. Yeah, they need to clean them. So yeah, that's the argument is, is Disney going to pay to remaster them? Who do they got to pay? George going to pay George again, or how's that going to work, or whatever. You know, I don't know. I don't know what they would do, but um, they're sitting on money. I mean, you don't have to, okay, don't put them in theaters. Just re-release them. Re-release them. I mean, you have the fan. You have to have the fans do that stuff. That's why the fan. I mean, I know there's a fan re-release, which is cool. But it'd be nice to be able to walk into a Walmart or a Target and just pick up a Blu-ray, whatever Blu-ray or DVD of the original versions. And I know you can buy them on the secondhand market and stuff, but those those DVD. I bought one of those, and those prints are really bad. The DVD prints of those original releases. I'm almost kind of glad I was mad for those years. I didn't buy them. I didn't buy them. I was mad. I didn't buy those original because they did re-release the original versions on DVD back in like 2000. I think when Revenge of the Sith came out, like 2005 or something, and they didn't clean them up. They look horrible. They look really bad. I remember popping. I found one at a thrift store a couple years ago, and I popped it in my thing, and it looked horrible. It looked really bad. They did not clean them up at all. That was really dumb. So I mean, yeah, this is pre-Disney, so whoever was managing that, the DVD cleanups or whatever, because I'm sure George had no involvement in that. He probably just whatever, he didn't care. But oh my goodness, that was a travesty. It's really bad. But anyway, Big Bird. When you say a book is hard to find, how much money are they and how hard to find are they? It depends on the book. It depends on a lot of different things. Depends on the book. Um, how much are they? How hard to find are they? Some, I mean, you understand. I mean, some books can go for hundreds of dollars now. We're talking, like, I think Plagius hardbacks go for hundreds of dollars now. I mean, I think non-legends. I mean, I was non-legends, um, or Plagius go for hundreds. I mean, I'm talking like hundreds at least. I think two, 300. I think the last time I looked on eBay, and this was a while ago. This was probably like 6 months ago, or maybe a year ago. They were going for like at least three or 400, I think. I want to say at least two or 300, I think. At least. That's Plagius. Obi-Wan, I don't or sorry, Kenobi, I don't know. I think that goes for at least 100, couple hundred, somewhere around there. But those were right before the buyout. The only real expensive stuff is the stuff right before the buyout. That's the really expensive stuff. Um, those are the really expensive ones. Um, the comics, like I said, the comics I got lucky because I bought a lot of my stuff right before the buyout. I got really lucky. I bought a lot before the buyout. I bought stuff right after the buyout, and it was all pretty cheap. Um, so you know, I got lucky. But Scott Johnson, most expensive one. Yeah, Fate of the Jedi. I know those are expensive. Yeah, the Fate of the Jedi imprint. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. Um, But yeah, like I said, look up Plagius. Look up Plagius. Look up hardbacks of Plagius. Those are close. Those I think are about 200, 300 now. Hardbacks of Plagius. I think, and the hardback Darth Bane books are getting expensive. Those are about 100. I think 200, 100 to 200 a piece now. Those are getting expensive. Um, Trying to think of what else. Clone Wars comics, those are getting expensive. They're not crazy expensive, but they're starting to get expensive. I think I paid like 20. I think said I got mine back in the day, so I paid cover for mine. So I shouldn't say anything, but um, yeah, I think those are the most expensive. I believe. And again, you have to again, Scott, Fade the Jedi. That was near. I mean, it wasn't right at the buyout, but it was getting near the end there. But that wasn't because of the buyout. There was some. It just wasn't printed. I don't think they had a really low print run or something. Um, the hardbacks of we can see it there. The hardbacks of the Young Jedi Knights books, those are getting expensive, and I regret not buying. Um, there were hardbacks of the other two, and I should have bought them. Only bought the first one because it was really cheap. I bought it from thrift books or something for like $5 or something. Didn't have a lot of money at the time, so um, oh man, yeah, those are getting hard. Those are getting expensive. The Young Jedi Knights hardbacks. Um, Fan club exclusive, yeah, they do that. They used to do that kind of stuff, yeah. I had, you know what? I had something that was a fan club exclusive. I can't remember what it was. Should I don't know. Find it for the next time. But I don't know. Oh yeah, Jangle Fett comics. These are getting expensive. These are starting to get expensive. These are, I think, $50 a piece, 100. The paperback, there's a paperback bind up of all, and it's I think about 100, 200 now, somewhere around there. Crimson Empire 3. Crimson Empire 3 is starting to get expensive. Crimson Empire. This is obviously just one, but 3 I think is about $100, somewhere around there. Um, so, but the majority of it's cheap. Majority of the EU is pretty cheap. Like books, like I mean, Big Bird. If you're thinking about collecting, the majority of the novels are cheap. I would say 90% of the novels are cheap. You can get them off of eBay or Amazon. Even if you don't want Legends banners, they're not there. You can get them pretty cheap. Like $5 a book, depending $5 ish a book, depending on condition and different things. Um, the Legends, the non-Legends banners are getting more sought after though. I'll admit on eBay when they go faster. The non like if people take pictures of them or whatever. See, that's a problem when you buy from like thrift books or whatever. You don't know what you're getting. You might get a Legends banner, you might not. So you're gambling. Sometimes I'll do that and just gamble if there's something I want. I have all the, actually I have all the Bantam books. I just finished collecting the Bantam books. I have every single Bantam book now. I'm only missing some Del Rey books. Oh, good night, Firestorm. See you later. I have every single Bantam book, I believe. I have to double check. But I just got the last Han Solo book. Um, and I believe that was the last one I was missing. I have every single Bantam novel that was published. I'm just missing some Del Rey books. I've got a handful or so of Del Rey books I'm missing, and I'm probably gonna have to build another shelf because I'm pretty much out of room on that one. But so yeah, um, yeah. I don't know. I don't have much else to say. I guess unless you guys have something else you want to talk about. I mean, maybe I might try to go till midnight, but I don't know. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Everything, yeah, I have everything, but I'm missing Shadow Games and Scourge and Hardcover. I had Shadow Games. I am so mad because I had Shadow Games, not Legends, and I lost it in a move or I had a fire. I think it was lost in a fire. So yeah, I'm still mad about that because I think that's gone up in price. Yep, I think that got a hardback release, right? I don't think it's crazy expensive, but it's gone up because it's a later one. It was near the buyout. I think it was like 2011, 2012, somewhere around there. So that one's kind of sought after a little bit. So yeah, I've had Shadow Games. Never had Scourge. Never had that one. Never seen it. Never seen it in the wild. I'll find it one of these days. I go to a lot of thrift stores and flea markets and used bookstores, so I will eventually find it. I will eventually. I plan on eventually collecting everything. Eventually, so at some point, I plan on having everything eventually. I don't even think I'm not missing that many Del Reys, honestly. I'm not even missing. I need to go through through the list, but there's not too many Del Reys I'm missing. It's mostly comics. Mostly what I'm missing is comics. Book wise, I don't think I'm missing that much. Sci-Fi Book Club is the only hardcover. Yeah. Okay. So it was a paperback first, I guess. So yeah, I technically, God, that's even worse. That makes me feel even worse. So I had a first edition of it, I guess. Oh man. Unless you're talking about Scourge, but I'm assuming you're talking about Shadowhunter. Um, oh man. Oh man, it makes me feel worse. Oh well, that's all right. Maybe you're talking about Scourge. I guess let me know, Scott, if you're talking about Scourge or Shadow Games. But I like Dash Rendar. I wish Dash Rendar would have got more. Um, and that's what makes me even more mad because I wanted to read it because I like Dash Rendar. I really like Shadows of the Empire a lot. The video game, the book, the comic, all of it. Especially the video game and the book, though. The video game and the book are fantastic. The comics, okay. It could have been better. Um, oh man. Um, yeah, I wish Dash had gotten more. That's another. It's like Kyle Katarn. Dash and Kyle Katarn both kind of got the shaft. Like, oh man, yeah. That's a miss. Those are both big missed opportunities. Talk about missed opportunities in the EU. Those are both big missed opportunities in the EU. Dash and Katarn. Scott, I meant both. They're released in paperback only, except Sci-Fi Book Club. Okay, so both. Yeah, I figured you meant both, or at least yeah, I figured that. So yeah. Oh man, makes me feel worse. Oh geez. Well, I know the Sci-Fi Book Clubs are more. Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about the Sci-Fi Book Club's 350. Oh man. Well, I didn't think. Actually, I guess maybe it makes you feel a little better because the paperbacks I'm sure don't go over as much. But oh man, yeah, thank God it wasn't a hardcover because God, I'd be really pissed. 350. Oh man. Yeah, I'd be livid if I lost that. Oh man. I think paperbacks probably what I mean, I don't know. If you know, Scott, let me know what the paperbacks go for. I would assume probably like 50-ish, somewhere around there. Usually paperbacks. I think paperbacks and pages are like 50. Usually paperbacks don't go for too crazy amounts normally. um oh man. But anyway, yeah, talking about Dash Rendar and Calcatarn, yeah. Yeah, I mean, oh, now I just read, speaking of Calcatarn, I read this recently. Really, really, paperbacks only 5 to 10. Really? Even non-legends? Huh. Oh, maybe it's not as crazy as I thought. Huh. Okay. Maybe I'll just rebuy it then, I guess. I'm not paying. Yeah, I mean, if I can find a hardcover, I'll be happy. But um, here you go, man. This is basically the only. Um, I think this is the only EU that totally focuses on Cogtarn, aside from the video games, obviously. This is the only. I mean, this is a fan printing of the novellas, but anyway, yeah. So pretty cool. Um, Big Bird, does it make you happy to see the people enjoying all the audiobooks you release? It does. It makes me very happy. It makes me very happy. Yes, Big Bird. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoy them and everybody else enjoys them. I'm happy to spread the EU to everybody, to anybody and everybody. So I'll keep making them as long as you guys keep liking them and keep watching them. Let's see. Like price, yeah, okay. Oh yeah, yeah, it's a Lulu print. Yeah, I've done some Lulu prints, and I plan on, I'll probably do a Lulu print episode at some point because I plan on printing. Yeah, this cost about $18 to print, and it's just it's novellas, and they just took the pictures out. They just took the picture. It's just the text for the Dark Forces novels. I mean, um, um, oh, it's even got the nice, it's even got the great little spine there, so it looks cool on my shelf with all my other Bantam novels. So yeah, it's cool. I can give I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that on YouTube. Ooh, I might get in trouble. Um, I don't know. Maybe I'll do a giveaway at some point. Maybe what I'll do is I'll print them. I'll print a bunch of them and I'll do them as a giveaway or something. I don't think I can technically sell them legally. So, um, anyway, yep. Hulu print of Dark Forces novellas. Really cool. Really good. Recommend it. If you haven't read the Dark Forces books, they're good. Read them. And oh yeah, I gotta. I'll have to print that up. Um, Oh shoot, what was I gonna say? Yeah, William C. Dietz. I've talked to him. I've emailed him. I have his email address. I've talked to William C. Dietz, and I have begged him because he wrote a Clone Wars novel that is Escape from Dagu that he's not released, and he has it sitting on his hard drive right now. It's sitting on his computer, unreleased. And I talked to him and I said, please, Mr. Dietz, please just release it. The EU people, the EU community is begging you, please, sir, please release it. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I don't want to get sued by Disney." And I'm like, "It's you're not gonna get sued by Disney, sir. You're not selling it. You're not making any money. There's no money changing hands. There's no money involved. Just release it. Who cares?" Oh, well, I don't want to get sued. I'm like, okay, all right, I get it. Please just consider it, Mr. Dietz. Please. Okay. Well, maybe someday. I'm not bugging. No, I know Scott. I know I wasn't bugging him. He was very nice. He was very nice to me. He was very friendly. I was not bugging him. I said, I just said, okay, I understand that. I'm not going to bother you. I'm not going to bother you, sir. I was talking about something else. It wasn't about Star Wars. I don't even remember what we were talking about because I was asking him about a Halo book because he wrote one of the Halo novelizations, and I was talking about the Halo novelizations because I wanted to get um I don't remember I'll get something signed by him because you can mail stuff to him and have him have him sign stuff. And I was having him and I'm like, oh crap, that's right. He wrote Star Wars books. And then I just asked him about I just offhandedly he's like, you have Escape from Dagu, right? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, oh man. I'm like, it just I couldn't control myself. I'm like, oh my God, like can you like is there anything you can do with that at all? And he goes, no. He's just like, no, I don't want to get sued by Disney. And I'm like, oh God, I'm like, all right. Oh, I was just, I had to control myself. Don't worry, Scott. I'm not bugging our EU authors. Don't worry. I even like really like Kevin J. Anderson and I don't even bug him. What's funny? I was talking to him on Goodreads. I was talking to Kevin on Goodreads. Um, what the hell was I talking to him about? What the hell was it? One of his book series he wrote. Saga of the Seven Sons. I was talking about that, and then I said something about, um, you know, I didn't know this. That was originally going to be Saga of the Seven Sons was going to be Star Wars series. I didn't know that. A lot of people don't know that. I was talking about it, and he said, "Oh yeah, it was going to be a Star Wars book series," and yeah, Lucasfilm just passed on it, so I just ended up doing it as its own thing. So I've read most of that. I got to finish it, but if you EU people or anybody watching this, Saga of the Seven Sons, good. It basically it reads like a Star Wars series book. It really does. It's very similar. Um, so yeah. No, don't worry, Scott. I'm not bugging our EU authors. Don't worry. I like them. They're nice people. I really like them, and I like talking to them. Yeah. So don't worry. Um, hey, let's see. Yeah, don't do tutorial on that. Don't worry. Yeah, don't worry. Not gonna get I don't wanna upset anybody. So don't worry. Can post books without play just start Bane on YouTube without getting copyrighted? Probably not. No, I can't post regular audiobooks. They have to be AI generated, or there's another loophole, but I'm not gonna explain that right now. So, because I don't want to get in trouble. So there's a couple loopholes, but no, regular if they're regular audiobooks, no, I can't. I have to do my own version of it, or YouTube will take it down. Yeah, Scott about the thing, don't bug him. Yeah. Call it a fanfic. Yeah, you know, my dad said that. I was talking to my dad about that. My dad said, just tell him to release it as like fan fiction and don't call it Star Wars. And I'm like, yeah, I tried to kind of tell him about that. Kind of, I don't know. Like I said, didn't want to bug him. I felt weird. I agree with Scott. I don't want to bug people. So I just kind of was like, okay, Mr. Dietz, if you could do something, do something at some point, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. That was it. I didn't want to bug him. The guy's like 75, 78 years old. And I don't want to bother him. He's probably enjoying retirement right now. So, but yeah, trust me, Christopher, I really, really want that book because I really, really, really like Shakti. She's really cool, and and I like the Clone Wars era, and I really would like that book. But I don't want to bug an older guy. I don't want to do that. I mean, well, but anyway, um, you have what? You have Dark Pages? Is that what you're saying? Big Bird, do you have the regular audiobooks or do you have the non-sound effect audiobooks? Because there's a difference. Maybe get back with me. I don't know. I think you left already, so never mind. Um, but yeah, okay. I'll talk to you. Maybe we'll figure something out at some point. But let's see. May or may not be uncorrected proof of Escape from Dagu. I have heard that. I think I heard that. I heard that somewhere that there may be a proof of that floating around. I don't believe it, but maybe. I don't know. You're probably more privy to this stuff. You seem a little bit more privy to this stuff than I do. I'm just a random guy on the internet. He might be more connected to the EU people than I am. Um, so if you're saying you can't confirm or deny, that probably means you know more than me. So I just I'm just as Kyle Katarn would say, I'm just a random guy with a lightsaber and a few questions. That's just me. I'm not the not the whatever the big cheese here. So, Big Bird, thanks. Good night. See you, Big Bird. I'll see you around, I'm sure. Christopher Bondenberger, completely fair. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. I mean, if we're talking about the William C. Deeds thing, yeah, man, I want it so bad. You have no idea. I probably want that more than most EU people because I really like Clone Wars era stuff. I really do. It's not even, that's probably my third favorite era, honestly. Third, yeah, because NJO and New Republic are one tied. Two is probably Old Republic. Three is probably Clone Wars. I really like Clone War, like prequel, not like prequel or just Clone War era. Like Clone Wars, just sorry, not the you can lump the Filoni stuff in there, but I kind of just more mean like the comics and the video games and the novels, video games, comics, the the multimedia project, the Clone Wars, the Clone Wars multimedia project mostly. And then if you want to tack Clone Wars on there, fine. I'm fine with it. It's kind of one of those things. Like I said, I enjoy it for the most part. I can kind of take it or leave it. I can take it or leave it. I usually kind of take it, but so and I like Shakti, and I think she got the shaft. She like didn't she died? How many times did she die? She was gonna die in Revenge of the Sith. They cut that. Then she was gonna die in what the hell was it? She was gonna die in something else. and then she died in a comic or something, and then she died, and she finally died in Force Unleashed. She did. She got a little bit of a decent amount of screen time in Force Unleashed. So there was that. But yeah, I just wish we never. It's like she didn't get a book, so that would have been cool. I like, Mace got a book. Um, everybody got a book. Obi-Wan got a book. Anakin got a book. Clone Wars book. Yoda got a book. Everybody got a book, but Shakti. It was sad. But anyway, um, just curious if you heard of or do you watch Matt Wilkins? He does Star Wars books. Yes, I know Matt very well. Not personally, but yes, he sort of unintentionally kind of got me back into the EU, sort of. Because yeah, around the time the Disney trilogy came out, I was mad, and yeah, I watched a lot of his stuff, and he had some good guides on what to read and the order, all that kind of stuff, and reviews and stuff, and it helped me kind of get back into it a little bit. So yes, I'm well aware of Matt Wilkins, and he's actually kind of an inspiration for this channel. He is. So um, you can thank him. I don't know. Yeah, you can thank him partially for this channel. So I mean, I was already an EU fan long before him. I mean, obviously, but um, he helped me kind of come back into the fold, as they say. Um, so yes. Um, and I thought about, back in I wanted to do Star Wars book reviews, but there's a bunch of people doing them now. And I think I have a couple I did. But yeah, I don't know. I found a different way to bring the EU to people. This is my way of doing it. So um okay, nice, Scott. Nice. Matt's not a good guy. Yeah, he is. He's a good guy. I've talked to him, not like just through his channel and stuff. I haven't like talked to him outside of YouTube or anything, but yeah, he's a really nice guy. I've talked to him. He seems like a very nice guy. He's very knowledgeable about the EU. His one Achilles heel, though, is video games. And I thought about, oh my goodness, if I had the resources and stuff, I thought about doing basically his version of what he did, except with video games, because that's his one hole in the EU he's missing is video games. He only does books and comics, and he only does printed stuff. He doesn't do video games at all. So he's missing a chunk there, a actually pretty good chunk of the EU there, because the video games are EU. They are considered EU. So just something, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll figure something out at some point. That's another thing I thought about doing. I don't think that guy's here anymore, but that's another thing I thought about doing is doing write-ups of video game plots, because that's something that nobody's done either. Is doing and I probably shouldn't be spilling my beans here to everybody, but I guess it doesn't matter. But that might be something I might do is do write-ups of the Jedi Knight sequels, do write-ups of that and do novelizations of those, and you could do audiobooks of those. So yeah, that's something I thought about doing. Um, I mean, there's already people that do Star Wars video games, so you wouldn't, but like, I don't know how exactly you would do that. I'm not sure how you would do EU. I'm not sure how you would do that, but the novelization thing, I could probably do that. That would probably be something that would be in my wheelhouse. Is just do write-ups of the video games and do novelization, do like audiobooks of those. That would be awesome. Maybe I'll do that at some point. Shoot. Oh, I think I just lost my camera here. Let's see. How's awesome. Let's see here. I lost my camera. I don't know if you can still hear me. Oh, wait. Okay, I'm back. I'm probably gonna have to let you guys go here. So I know there's only two people on here, Scott and maybe Christopher. Um, it's midnight, so probably need to let you guys go here. But Yes, I've heard of Legends fan convention. I've heard of it. And it's in California, which is nowhere near me. So I would love to go. I would be ecstatic because I know Barbara Hambly. Aren't there some EU authors that are going to that? Like, I'm not exactly sure. I can't remember who all is going to be there. But oh my goodness, yeah, I would love to go to that. I would absolutely love it. But it's nowhere near me. So um, yeah, I've heard of it. Yes, Scott, I'd love to go, but I'm probably not going to be able to. I don't see how. It's really far for me. It'd be a huge hassle. Um, but maybe if they do it somewhere closer to me at some point, yes, maybe I will. Maybe I'll go. But yeah, Scott and Chris and whoever else is watching, this was a good test run. This was a good dry run here. Um, I haven't quite decided yet. I think I want to do a Q&A tomorrow. I want to. I want to. I really want to. I'm gonna try if I have time tomorrow. I'll do it in the normal time of day. I'll do a Q&A and we can talk. Hopefully about other things other than The Last Jedi. I would really like to not talk about The Last Jedi. I just want to forget it and act like it didn't happen. But there was that one guy that wanted to talk about The Last Jedi a lot. Um, but yeah, yeah, mediocre miler, no problem. I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoy what I do. Good night. Um, I'm gonna keep doing it, and I'm gonna find other things to do, other cool things to do, and some non-Star Wars stuff to do. So we're not all about Star Wars here, but I like Star Wars a lot. So yeah, I like it. So that's what a lot of it is. But anyway, thanks, Scott Johnson and Christopher Bodinger. I'm sorry, I'm butchering your name. I'm very sorry. Bonberger sounds German, so I should know that. But yeah, thank you all, and yeah, I will be around. Hopefully, do a Q&A tomorrow. So, oh yeah, I took German in high school, so my German teacher's screaming in her sleep right now. So anyway, um, I will let you guys go, and may the force be with you all always.